Howdy folks, here I sit in a car with no AC when the real field temperature is 106 degrees and I'm heading to a river that's in a flood stage. Sometimes I question my own sanity. But hey, my name's Casey and I'm here to take you on an adventure. This flood warning that I got shows that it's flooded where I'm going and it hasn't been this flooded since 1930. So it's a special occasion. Let's get to it. And you may notice that we're using a different kayak this trip. So the reason why is I want to do the Mayaka trip next week, and that's flooded also. And there's a lot of debris that's down there. And the yellow kayak is a sea kayak and it's just too tippy. So with this kayak, it has a wide flat bottom and it's super stable. I can stand up in this thing without issue. So I'll be able to bump into any debris that's just under the water and not have to worry about, you know, the risk of flipping over. I mean, it's there, but it's not as bad. Whew, and we're off. So this is the road that we just came in on and then circled down into this place. But you can see the flood stage that it's at. Not horrible. But one thing I noticed right away is this kayak is so much slower than my other one. I'm glad that this section of river was right here, right after I started, because it gave me a taste of the flow of the water and also how high the water was. And also that dog that was barking, we'll hear him again at the end of this video. And then right here you can see how slow the water is moving as it's overflowed the banks and is spread out and is much wider. And you'll see throughout this video the flow rate change as the river is outside the banks or in the banks of the river. Pretty interesting. And this river will get so wide that I'll go about an hour without seeing dry land. Just pulled over to take a little break. This current's pretty strong. It's kind of a workout to keep forward motion. And I don't have a good place to mount the camera in here, so it keeps sliding and falling around. So I'm missing a lot of good footage. But right here where I pulled off, there's some steps to jump off into the creek there, in the river, and then the rope swings. Probably a pretty popular spot. But if you look over here, you can see that the river is so high, flooded out through all these trees over here. And even back around here. So I think the river goes here, or it might go there. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, the flow seems to be coming this way. That might just be through the woods there. I'll have to check on the GPS. All right, so we got a little bit of a better mount system going here. See how long it lasts. But as we mosey out into this flooded area, we'll get a better look at where we need to go. And it is hard to tell. All right, and we'll go right. I mean left, we'll go left. I did look at the map, and the map just kind of shows the river winding all over the place, so it's just figured out as you go, I guess. But yeah, it is crazy flooded. Okay, I think I see the river on the left there. Might be able to go straight through these trees. Let's see if that's possible. So we got a mix of cypress and some oaks in here. Wow, it just goes in all directions. I can kind of see the current flow around the trees a little bit. So I feel like we're heading in the right direction.
I think that's it. But it really makes it feel like, you know, an expedition now, exploring new places, kayaking over places where people haven't kayaked before. But because it's so wide through here, the current's way down. So it's kind of hard to tell. I feel like based on the way the trees are growing, at this right here, you can kind of see how the branches are growing out. So I feel like they would be growing out and over the open creek or river. Oh yeah, the water's coming from this direction. That's good. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Not really supposed to start till about noon. It is supposed to rain. So we'll see what that does to this on our return trip. So for being back in here, I do like this kayak better. The Wilderness Systems Typhoon 14. It feels a lot more stable when I'm bumping into stuff. And I'm going over branches and logs and different things under here. Nothing crazy, like nothing's attempted to knock me over, but it could be different if I was in a sea kayak. So, but it is pretty back in here, and kind of creepy too at the same time. Like I'm just assuming I'm in the river, but I mean it goes as far as I can see in either direction. I guess it's all water. It's all water. All right, so I felt lost for a moment there, but I believe it goes this way. Wow, this is wild. It's so crazy out here. So the campground that I picked, it's through Swiftmud, which is a company that owns and protects a lot of the wetlands in Florida. And all you got to do is just log in and, you know, say you're going to stay at the camp, and then you're reserved. It's free. But the one that I picked is called High Bluff, and I believe it has that name because it's up high, which will be good because everything is flooded down low. But I think I found the river again, just based off of currents. We'll see. Just keep paddling. Oh yeah, it's definitely got some current here. The big cypress. The cypress is usually a good indicator. Oh, there's a wooden structure there. So looks like a dock of some sort. But I guess I'm facing to the left. I mean, humans have been here before, so that's good. Oh, I think I see water moving up there. All right, we're gonna go up there. Oh yeah, we're definitely back on the river. That's good. Although the current's a lot stronger on the river. It's almost nicer paddling through the woods. Oh, I did shift some weight from the bow. I took some water out of the front and moved it to the back, and I can paddle a lot faster now. I'm not like nosing in like I was before. So as I paddle along, I'm looking for a boat ramp, which hopefully I'll come across that eventually. The boat ramp's going to be the halfway point. And from there, I'll take another break, hydrate, check maps, you know, make sure we're good to go. But this is great out here. It's a whole new experience for sure. The actual river is really narrow through here. It's so narrow that it's hard to see where it is. Like as I'm paddling out through here, I'm like scanning the treetops looking for like where that break is, like on a run, and watching the river currents to see where I'm supposed to be. But it is awesome. This is a great trip so far. Hopefully the camp area is dry. We'll see. But the real question is, can I navigate well enough to follow this river through the woods? I don't know if I'm on the river. I just passed a blue blaze, which is, you know, a side trail off the main trail. Oh, that's funny. So maybe I'm just paddling through the woods. Yeah, so I'm on a trail that leads through the woods. There's other blue blazes as you go back. But yeah, it looked like the river because it's cut out, but yeah, it's not. It's just a trail. I gotta circle back and find the river. That's awesome. All right, I just saw a fishing lure hanging from a tree, so I'm back on the river. That's good. Great news. Woo! All right, let's find where we're headed. Tree recently fell. It still has the green leaves on top. I think this is the river over here. There's cypress trees, that's a good sign. We'll just go this way for a little bit. I haven't checked GPS since that landing. It's been a long time. I've just been going off of the current flow. Hopefully I'm right. Up ahead is another big tree that has fallen, I believe, across the river, because I don't see anything that would indicate a river right now. It's just all woods. So I'm going to go around this tree and hopefully there's a river on the other side of that. But I can see, like with the high water, how it would soften the roots and have that come down. But this is only passable right now because the water's high. Otherwise you have to portage around these things. There's another blue blaze. Alright, yeah, the current's flowing through here, so. Yeah, and we're on the Blue Blaze Trail, which runs alongside the river, as I'm finding out. Well, this is another time I'm questioning if I'm going the right way. There's water flowing through here, and every now and then it opens up like it's a river, but also feels like I'm in the woods, so it's hard to say. Alright, well, so I just checked the map. We have passed the boat launch that I was looking for, so it's underwater. Missed it totally. And we're about 2/3 of the way there, so probably about another half hour to an hour before we get there, I guess. So, I mean, it appears that we're still in the general area of the river, so hopefully we stay that way. But yeah, this is quite the trip. Oh, it's just bubbly water. Whew. You can feel it underneath. The drag. There's a rope swing, so there's a rope swing. People have been here. Probably a good campsite nearby when it's dry. But we're on the river. That's good. Look, there's land in front of us. I haven't seen land in over an hour. What a pleasant sight that is. Holy cow. It's looking like a river again. Yeah, that's all right. I do believe I'm making it to the high bluff. Clearly looks like a high bluff. But I believe the campsite's on the left, so this is looking at the right side bank. So it's gonna be on the other side, a little bit further down, but we are close. Very cool spot though. I'm excited. A platform to jump off of. I don't know what's under the water. I'm sure it's deep enough, but I don't know. This spot just looks so nice. I'll go up and check out the other spot because it's only like a half mile, but we're probably going to come back here. All right, so the site reserved through Swiftmud is just off to our left here. I was hoping there'd be a trail to it. It's offset about 100 yards or so. I haven't seen anything that indicates that the trail, or that there is a trail going to the campsite from the water. So I'm just going to paddle up just a little bit. If I can't find it, we're going back there because that place was pretty nice. I paddled as far into the swampy land as I could, and the camp is back. There's a tree in the way, but it's back over that way, a little ways, and it's just too swampy. So we're definitely going to shoot back to that nice beachy area with the swing, and then we're going to set up camp and relax a little bit. Maybe jump in the water. I'm going to leave my life vest on because I don't know what's under there, and if I get attacked by an alligator and die, I want my torso to at least float up and float downstream. So, oh, mosquitoes are thick back in here, so let's get moving. Well, I'll tell you what, going downstream is way easier. I feel like Speed Racer right now. Oh, I'm gonna take that shortcut through the woods. That works. I would spin the camera up, but then I'd have to let go of my paddle. I don't have time for that. Let's see how shallow we get here. Oh yeah, we're gonna make it just fine. Ta-da! Okay, we have landed. Let's see the nice tea color water. But this is all open up here. There's got to be a road that leads here. There's no way this has been used this much by water access only. I can see by the tracks that it's sand trails that lead out here. So, hear anybody coming. It's good. Okay, so we have a little sign here, and it says, alcoholic beverage possession or consumption is prohibited in Richloom, WMA. So that must be where we're at, in Richloom. Thought we were in Green Swamp. Maybe Green Swamp's on that side and Richloom's on this side. But I didn't really see how fast the current's going by all the stuff that's in there. The unfortunate part about this spot with so many people is the shards of glass that are everywhere. And I tend to walk around barefoot majority of the time. So tread lightly, I guess. Just saw a big gator surface and then go back under right out there. So I don't know, since there's one right in the area and he's making himself obvious, I probably won't jump off the big platform thing there. The water does feel good. Just can't see nothing into it. All right, so I'm gonna set my hammock up right across here, and 3, 2, 1. All right, that was easy. To lift up the front, I use my paddle. Yeah, that seems to work pretty good. And again, I'm using the underquilt only because it keeps the bugs off. I know it'll be hot, but hopefully it vents well enough. You can see the little tiny fire ants just kind of everywhere. But all right, I'm going to probably get in the water and cool off for just a second. There's gators in there. This drops off really fast, but really am nervous about the gators because can't see anything. I did see a gator right over there, so whew. Chilly. Woo! Feels good. All right, so I just brushed out my hair. I had a bunch of knots in it from the life vest where the hair brushes across the back, but that's taken care of. Camp is set up, the kayak is secured, Now it's time to eat, and I am hungry. I am ready for some chow, so let's do this. So I want to show just this thing I do with my water. So the water from the river is nice and chilly, and my containers of water are nice and warm. So what I do is I just take a clove hitch and wrap it around the water bottles and then just let them float in that chilly water. And they won't float away, and they're easy to untie. So, all right, dinner. Chili mac with beef. Stove. Stove. An adequate amount of water. Let's see. So, but it's almost time to eat. I don't know if you can see all the gnats that are flying around here. Millions of them. It's crazy. The ants are already all over my food too. So this is gonna be a fun night. So there's a stump that's sitting on this point out here, and it's not as buggy or anty over there. So I'm gonna go sit on that stump and enjoy my delicious mountain house. So as I'm lounging here on my cot, just enjoying the afternoon, it's just so beautiful and peaceful out here. In the sand next to me is a bunch of spent ammo. And I just learned that a 22 will fit inside of a 223, which will fit inside of a 40. So, oh my gosh. I was just flying the drone. I'm gonna show the footage right here. But I took off, and then I wanted to do like a cool fly down over the water. And since I took off at this elevation, when I went out and then dipped down, it said landing right over the water. I was like, oh no. Luckily I was able to like hit up and it took off, but oh my gosh. And then I almost crashed into trees over there. And then when I was flying it back over by the fire pit over here, I was trying to do a low pass and I clipped the branch. Luckily it didn't hit the camera, but I was pushing my limits a little bit too far today.
I'll start this series of all my near misses. So as I took off here and I dropped down, the recorder voices out that it's landing. So it says landing, landing. So I had to throttle up and punch it out of there. Here's where I almost hit the fire pit. And then while I was here, I tried to do a quick turn and it like swung way wide and almost hit the trees right behind it. And then here flying through, I tried to center that up, but it wasn't quite centered. Oh man. Yeah, I was not having a good day with this flying here. But yeah, I went to turn around and I hit the slide over instead of the turn. Yeah. But here this was a little bit smoother. This was later in the flying. I only get 30 minutes of fly time, but and I'm looking through the screen on my phone too as I'm doing all this. I can't see the drone at this point. It's around the corner. So I'm trying to position it and make sure I don't hit anything. And the real danger there, if I hit something over the water, is that I'm going to lose everything. Lose the $400 drone and lose well, I think it's $300, and then lose the SIM card, which is most important to me anyway. But I had fun flying it and practice, and even though it wasn't very smooth. But the more I practice, the better I'll get. It's this kind of footage right here that I really got the drone for and what I like to use it for. It's just cool to see, especially when you're going out to a remote area to do, an adventure, to climb up into the sky a little bit and look around and see that you really are alone out here. I mean, there's a few random farmhouses out in the distance, and as I circle, you'll see, one big farm, but there's really nothing out here, and you really are on your own and reliant on just yourself and what you know. And I think that's what excites me the most about doing these trips is, really testing myself. But as we're up to altitude here, looking out where the sun's setting, so looking out to the west, and then turning south, there's a sand trail road coming through right there, on the bottom right. But yeah, there's nothing out there. just open wilderness. And, you know, people think of Florida and think of cities and beaches and things, but this is the Florida that I like, the wild Florida. Yeah, so we just did a full spin and didn't see hardly anything. But panning down here, you'll see right in the center of the screen now is my kayak. So just repositioning the drone here to show the river. So this is where the river is in its banks, which is a little bit different as we pan up and it starts overflowing. You can't really see it too much here where it's flooded outside the banks, but it's there. You saw it in the video. You'll see it in the video ahead here for tomorrow. But yeah, looking back around the other side, I love that dark color of the water. It's really cool. And that's where the Withlacoochee goes, just out into the wilderness. So as I do my descent, I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do it or approach it. So just coming down with the standard view. And I'm trying to learn how to work the camera too with the up and down angles. But everything will get better as I practice more. But here we're doing a direct drop down onto the campsite. And you can see me standing off into the beachy area up there in the top of the screen. Yeah, pretty successful except for all the near misses I had at the beginning. And then as I'm down at my campsite, I wanted to do a nice smooth fly towards camp and then circle around, but my skill level's just not there yet. I can make it not crash most of the time, but that's about all I can do with this drone right now. But all right, well, the sun is setting, although there's not much of a show from being in the woods. Much better on a beach. But it is nice and quiet out here. The bugs are making their nighttime sounds. I think I'm going to sleep pretty well tonight. So I am going to pack everything up and climb into my hammock and call it a day. So, all right, well, good night, boys and girls. Good morning. Oh, I slept so good. Man, I can't believe it. Looks like a nice day. I think I'm going to spend about 10 or 15 minutes waking up. Just really get going here. And then eat some breakfast, pack everything up, and then we'll get out of here. Man, it feels so nice. Like, temperature is perfect. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a really nice night. All right, so I just checked weather, and it is calling for, like, light showers. Like, possible, it just shows, like, on the hourly, just rain all day. So the fact that it's not raining now is nice, but it could come at any moment. So, and there is, you know, definitely rain up there. So I am going to do a quick pack down, tear down, pack up, and get this place ready for departure. And then I'll do a quick breakfast also. So. All right. Well, I'm all packed up and on the kayak. So I was looking for a good place to eat up there, and there's just fire ants everywhere. So figured I'd have my coffee. And today's breakfast is the biscuits and gravy. I've never had this one before. I don't know how good rehydrated bread is going to be in there, but we'll see. It's about done cooking. So I'll give it a taste test here in a second. But this is a very nice spot. Sitting on the kayak, relaxed like this on the bank. There's thunder rolling in the clouds. There's definitely rain. Every now and then it'll sprinkle for just a few seconds, so it's coming. But we're all packed up. All I gotta do is eat, and then we're out of here. And if you can see the bubbles on the water, you'll see that we got about at least 2 mile/hour flow that's going to take us home. So this should be pretty easy. My only concern with the flow rate is there are a lot of downed trees and log jams along the way. And when you're going into the current,
you know, you have a lot of time to like really steer and pinpoint your area. Going this way, it's going to be a lot faster, and my reaction time is going to have to be on point through the clouds and the rain and all the madness. But you know, we'll make it home. Not worried about it, but I just don't want to get hung up on a log jam or go over it, or you know, have to exit the kayak for any reason. My stuff's not really tied down. It's got the bungee straps over it, but you know, if the kayak flips, I'm gonna have to scramble to grab my gear. All right, let's see how Mountain House did their rehydrated biscuits and gravy. See if this is any good. Well, they dehydrated it. I rehydrated it. I mean, it looks and it smells like biscuits and gravy. And appearance is good. Okay. Yeah, it's very plain. Needs salt and pepper. But yeah, it's pretty good. Tastes like biscuits and gravy. All right, well, just like that, we are packed, fed, ready to roll. So let's see how the river treats us. I'm a little nervous, actually. I mean, there's not a lot to be nervous about, but really just finding our way. But if I made it this way, if I made it this far coming upriver, I can make it back. But going with the current, this is going to be easy. I love it. But this part of the river looks like the river, like it's staying inside of its banks here. It's once I get down about a half mile or so, and the water goes over the banks and floods the forest. That's where I think the difficulty is going to be. Oh, up here, I think I can go left. Yeah, if I shoot through this little section right here. So the river bends to the right and goes around this little island. Let's see. Where's the good exit here? Not right up there. Oh yeah, that saved me a total of about a minute. I love the way this looks right here. A little bit with the sunlight too, you know, with the storm coming. But trying to follow where the river is with the downed trees. Pretty neat. Big oak right here. Something else that's cool, I don't know if you can hear it, it might show up on the mic, is when the water's flowing through these trees, like through the leaves, it gives that nice rippling sound. Sounds like there's a set of rapids or a waterfall or something up here. With that, coupled with the thunder rolling in the background, temperature, man, this is, people would pay for this. Kayaking along down these rivers reminds me of when I was younger and I would kayak down the Puyallup and the Nisqually River in Washington State. Those are some pretty wild rivers to run. But yeah, like the trees down and obstacles and navigating the eddies and having it torque the kayak. It's so much fun. I miss this. This is good stuff. All right, this log that we're coming up to, this is about probably the worst of it. This time I got to stay right up along the shore here. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, it's time to play the game. What's a river and what's the woods? I mean, there's current flow, you know, so I can follow that, but yeah, it's hard to tell if I'm within the banks. Well, with the number of stumps and logs that I've gone over, there's no way I could have done this in my sea kayak. I would have rolled that thing many times over. But this is definitely what I'm going to take on the Mayaka. This thing's a tank, so it's taking all these logs and stumps like they're nothing. So, well, it's like they're something, but it's not flipping me over, so that's good. Well, there seems just to be a bunch of trees that are down, so I'm going to have to cut through the woods here. But yeah, I think I'm supposed to be going left-ish. Oh yeah, I think the river's over here somewhere. So I just had a good clip, but my camera was set to slow-mo and I didn't want to do slow-mo. I wanted to talk, but I was lost in the woods and could not find the river. Oh man, this is a pretty interesting trip. Loving it though. Ready for the Mayaka. All right, here comes the rain. Gonna navigate through this downfall here. Yeah, so we're getting the light showers. The way the sky is, it looks like it's gonna be like this for a while. But I don't mind the rain. You know, it's the sun that bakes my skin. The rain doesn't do anything but washes all the dirt off. Here's another good example of, am I in the woods or on a river? I have no idea. We'll figure it out here in a little bit. I actually think I see a river over this way. Yeah, I just gotta go through this bramble here. Oh yeah, that's gonna be the river. All right, we're good. Nothing to worry about. I knew it all along. Just got to get on the Blue Blaze trail up here. Weird, it's got like a carrot on it. Sort of fungus. All right, yeah, I'm going strictly off of GPS right now and just paddling through the woods. The current is super low through here because it's so wide. All right, so this is awesome. Lost in the woods on a kayak. But yeah, my GPS just has the arrow pointer. It doesn't have, like, it doesn't show the map or anything. So assuming I'm heading in the right direction. There is a slight current flow headed this way, so hopefully we're good. But yeah, we're lost in the woods on a kayak. All right, we found something that resembles a river. That's good news. Oh yeah, that's definitely a river. Okay. So back on track, and according to the GPS, we only have a half a mile straight shot to where we need to exit. So as long as we can stay on a river. Wait, I'm not on a river. Okay. Oh man, looks like it's over here. So I'll just cut through these woods a little bit, and then I think that's it over there. All right, we are definitely back on a river. So we got a little over a quarter mile to go, and a little nervous about the last quarter of a mile because it is pretty crowded down there, a lot of debris. Going upstream was easy because it's so slow, and you know, you just stop paddling if you're in danger. So going through that, I won't have that option. I will just have to steer in advance. Hopefully I do that correctly and make it through down to where we're going to haul out. So we'll see. I made it back to the houses, so this is what I remember being a little crazy. So let's see. Yeah, I really just want to pick my track early and stay with it. But this isn't too bad right here. But yeah, like around these trees, there's logs that are jammed up on them. Just gotta make sure I get deep enough past and then around. And then through that little hole up there. Caught in an eddy there. We've got a campsite up there. Alright, so up ahead we got another jam area. I'm looking for the best spot to go through there. It's kind of hard to tell actually. But the current's wanting to take me to the left. I think I'm going to let it. Yeah, if I stay way left, we're good. I do see a log. Okay. Missed that. Alright, missed that log. Make this turn. Yeah, not too bad. Big old dog adding some excitement. He's cheering us on. Alright, well, I think that was the last of the exciting stuff. Now it's just getting down to the haul out and not missing that. But so this was good practice for the Mayaka. You know, we got to do a flooded river, go over a bunch of logs, test the kayak out. Everything seems to work good, and I think we're ready. So as long as Mayaka's open, because I think right now it's still closed for the flooding, but once it opens, we can get our permit, then we're going. But anyway, if I do Mayaka, that'll be next week's video, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. See ya.